So, hi everybody. Sorry we're a little late. We had some problems setting up and all that.
As usual.
As usual. I'm telling you. Anyway, today we have AnneMarie Balog on with us, and she's going to be doing some toe readings for us. And so, anyway, but first of all, AnneMarie, hi. How is it going for you?
Hi, it's going great. Good to finally be on.
um, yeah, we've tried this I don't know how many times now, and but hopefully this one's going to work out okay. But anyway, so we're going to start out by doing my wife's toes, and so yeah. By the way, so some of our fans have sent in pictures of their feet, so that AnneMarie can do these toe readings. So let's start out with my wife Terry's feet.
Terry's feet. Okay, picture. Awesome. Okay, so when we're doing a toe reading, we actually don't look at the foot, we look at the toes themselves.
Okay.
Okay. So when we're looking at Terry's toes, we're noticing for overall general, they're all straight. They're straight forward. None of them are bending one way or the other. Maybe you can see on the right foot, the littlest pinky toe is slightly bending out, but other than that, every toe is going straight ahead. That means that Terry mostly always knows where she's going and who she's going with and why she's going there.
Okay.
They're plump. You can also notice that her toes are plump. They're not real bony or anything like that. They're just nice plump toes. That shows that she has lots of energy. The destiny toe. So each foot, your right foot correlates to your connection on the earth. And then your left foot is connecting to your spirit, to your higher power, to whatever you believe in, that you put your trust and your faith in. Okay. So the big toe is the destiny toe. I'm going to show you just a picture quick. This is my toes.
Okay.
And if you look on the page, you can see that the big toe is the destiny toe. The second toe is the communication toe. The third toe, the middle toe, is the action toe. And then the second to last toe is the relationship toe. The pinky toe is the abundance and trust or faith toe.
Okay.
So it's that on each side. So I want to take note to the wart that's on the destiny toe of the left foot. Okay, you can see it right on the inside.
Right, that would be right about there. Yeah.
And so what that has to do with is it kind of shows long-held beliefs. That Terry holds long-held beliefs, and being on the left foot, it's in religion. So her spirituality is not shaken. She from pretty much the moment that she came in, that what she was here to do, who her higher power is, and there's not really much that shakes her from that. So the other thing that I want to take notice that really stands out on her is that she has indentations that stick out on almost every toe. So can you see the little lines on almost every toe?
Okay, got you. Right.
What I mean? So that means that life has torn her down.
Okay.
There's been times that she just has, it's been a miracle that Terry keeps going with all that energy that she has.
Yeah.
So her feet are very much, I know Terry. And then seeing her feet, it's really pretty cool because it does show who she is.
Okay.
It does, that she hasn't had the easiest of life.
No, she
but
hasn't.
She's known exactly where she's going and what she's here for. So that's Terry. She on? Does she have any questions?
I don't know. Terry, are you here? I don't see.
We have 3 watching, but it doesn't tell me who's watching.
Okay.
Hang on, because there's a delay here. So hopefully she'll yeah, I don't know.
We do have 3 people watching. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
Glad you're
Definitely.
joining us.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for being
She is
here.
here.
Okay, so Terry, you're here. So do you have any questions?
My spelling is marvelous. Hello, Sky.
Ask her if there's any toe she wants to.
Here we go. She said, I would say that my religion has changed, but not my beliefs.
There you go.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go on with it, and let's take a look at Jason's toes.
And she said, Terry just said, no questions. She just misses you so much.
You too. Someday we'll get out to Vegas. That would be so awesome.
That would be great, AnneMarie. I'd love to see you again.
And congratulations on the newest grandchild.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so now we have Jason's toes. And Jason is my son-in-law.
Yes.
So
here's my son, Jason, and Jason's toes. Okay, so when we're looking at Jason's toes, is Jason on by any chance?
I don't know if he's here or not. But like I said, there's a delay here. So if he is, I'm kind of betting that he's not. He's working a lot lately. So.
Okay. All right. So what stands out the most for me is Jason's communication toes.
Okay.
So that is the second toe, the toe beside the big toe. Okay. They are the longest. And when you look at them, they're almost as wide as the big toes. Okay. So that is indicative of him having psychic abilities.
Okay.
Being a dreamer, an artist, a musician, just really having a deep understanding of life.
Okay.
His relation.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Where am I at here? So when you go into, I noticed his relationship toes. So that's the second to last toes beside the pinky toes. Again, there's some hammered toes there, some nodding, severe intellectual tension.
Okay.
So interestingly, I mean, we want to think you would be able to answer this since he's not here. Is he a deep thinker?
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
So, and he can kind of get stuck in his head, it get in his way, and him not be understood because he actually is thinking so deeply.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing that his toes show is that he has been spiritually wounded and he keeps it inside.
Oh.
So there's something in there where maybe he feels like God let him down. I mean, he may be keeping that to himself. I'm sorry if I brought that out because you say that you're keeping it inside. So hopefully you guys will respect that if he's not interested in going there. And then there's one other thing that, and I find this interesting. Is he an artist or musician?
No, I don't believe so. He paints houses and businesses for a living. So, I mean, but that, as far as I know, that's the only painting he's ever done or any kind of artwork. I mean, I don't know him to be an artist really. And I don't believe he plays any musical instrument.
So one other thing that his toes really do show about him is that he's extremely insecure about his abilities.
Okay.
So again, maybe this is something that he's keeping inside. Maybe he's tried to show his artistic side and someone has shut him down in the past, something like that. So Jason is just a very deep person. Lots going on with him, very complex. But see the width of his feet and see how the big toes are almost, I almost want to say they almost look stunted as opposed to the rest of the toes.
Okay.
He is just a really sweet person.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
I'll
Wonderful
agree
person,
with that.
actually.
Yeah, so his toes just totally show that. Like he's there, he's grounded, um he's just a sweet, humble person.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
There's
Well,
so
humble, I'm not so sure about that. However, he is a great person, though.
so play this back for him so that he can kind of see if
Yeah,
any of
yeah.
it's true.
Terry
Um,
writes that she does believe he has artistic abilities, but doesn't show it as much as one would think.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think it has to do with the insecurity that his toes are showing.
Maybe, yeah. So, okay, let's stop with that one, and let's go on to his wife, Sandra. And Sandra is my stepdaughter.
So
Those are some toes, Sandra.
Sandra is mother to be. And so we talked about the very first time that we were trying to do the showing. I had posted that someone has been kissed by an angel. And
I, yeah, I would say so, most definitely.
that is Sandra. And the reason that's being said is because of the two moles that are on the left foot being the spirituality foot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're looking at the biggest mole being on the relationship toe, which means that relationships haven't been easy for her, but she's been blessed. Okay.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that. She is she's had some really hard times with relationships, and that's why I'm so thankful that she found Jason, because they're great
Absolutely.
together. You know.
Absolutely. And then the other one is right over the big toe at the base of the big toe. Um, so what I would say to that is I would go right to questioning Terry. Um, I would think that Sandra was probably an at-risk child. There was something with the pregnancy that it's just a blessing that she was born.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Okay. And so if that's true, I'd love to know that because
Yeah, I think that's very true. Terry lost twins before she had Sandra, and then after that she had her son, uh, and then Sonny came, I think maybe a year later or so. So yeah, yeah, and Terry's had some real issues with pregnancies.
yeah. So two blessings, two babies. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so something that's very interesting that I want to point out about Sandra's toes. And everyone can look down at their own toes and probably notice the same thing. You're going to notice that there is some flaking at her toenail.
Okay.
Okay. You notice it on the biggest toe, on the big toe, the destiny toe. Um, you'll notice it on all the other toes, but it's mostly on that destiny toe. And interestingly enough, when I look at it, knowing now, how do I want to say this? Knowing that she's been pregnant, that she's had a child, what's going on with the child, everything. If you look at those destiny toes, it was not what she thought being a
Okay.
mom was going to be. Okay. And so those chips, those flakes, those it's disappointments, it's judgments. Okay. So if you look down on your own toes, your own bare toes, and you can pinpoint which toes have the calluses around, have the flaking around them, which toes have like whiteness to them around the edges, the dryness, the not so pretty looking toe stuff.
Okay.
Look at that and then look at which toe is it on, then you can decide for yourself if it's true. Are you judgmental about your actions or other people's actions? Are
Mhm.
you judgmental about your relationship or other people's relationships? Are you judgmental about your work or the way other people work? or the way that you communicate to other people, or the way that other people communicate to you. So it's all about this flaking and whiteness and the stuff that you can actually flake away with your fingernail. That's all of judgment.
Really?
Okay? Yep.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Terry does say that she was a surprise, but she was the most normal pregnancy. However, she did have to take it easy during it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. Huh. So I'm going to move past the flaky toes and all that because there's something super interesting. And Sandra has webbed toes.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice the web? See the
Yeah.
web in there?
Right.
Where are we at here? We're at right here. Okay. So web toes talk about self-esteem. People with web toes have super high expectations about themselves and about their self-esteem. They might not always show it, but they have high expectations about what they expect from themselves. Also, their word is their bond.
Okay.
That's like huge about that. Um, you can tell that she's reaching out between communication and action. They go together. So that's the toes that are fused together in the web.
Okay.
Communication and action. So no matter what she does for a job, she has to be talking about it.
Okay.
Whether it's talking about it to sell it or talking about it just to share about what's going on.
Yeah.
The interesting thing to notice about her toes is the two pinky toes are literally curled under, okay, gripping. They're gripping onto the ground. If you could like lay on the ground and look at her feet, you would probably notice that the pinky toes are ground into the ground and the big toes almost aren't touching the ground.
Okay.
Okay. I'd love to know, like, let me know later if that's true, but that's what it looks like. And to me, that would say that in destiny, she's not always grounded in her destiny. She's kind of not always knowing where she's going. There hasn't always been a plan.
Okay. Yeah.
Just okay with kind of going, not having her feet touch the ground, you know, but you have to go to the pinky toes. And when you go to those pinky toes, they tell a whole different story. They tell a story of losing trust in the universe, losing trust in relationships, and just really just gripping on. She's just gripping on to everyday life in hopes that those big toes come to the ground and feet just even out. Because she knows with the blessings that she has, she knows she's blessed. But she also knows that it's not an easy road. It's never been an easy road, and it's probably going to be an easy road.
Yeah. Huh.
That's
interesting.
So, okay, let's go on. And who are we doing next? We're doing Teresa.
Okay.
And Teresa, as some of our viewers may know, just put out a new book, and it's called Allured, and it's a paranormal romance about vampires, that kind of thing. And you can find that at Amazon.com.
Congratulations. First thing I want to say about Teresa's feet is that they show that she has lots to say.
Oh, yeah.
Very much her.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's all around. Okay, so Teresa's toes are showing me that she's a grounded person, that she is direct and to the point, that she has lots to say. I'm not sure why I'm getting this from her, but her feet are showing me that she is a caretaker.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I think she had a job once, kind of like that visiting angels thing, where she was a caretaker for the elderly.
Okay. Well, she takes care of pretty much everybody.
Hmm.
Um, the wrinkly kind of things that you're seeing on her feet, they all just show exhaustion. Um, so not like exhaustion like she just can't get out of bed, but exhaustion like people rely on Teresa.
Okay.
People will dump stuff on Teresa. People and Teresa will just keep taking it. You know,
Okay.
she's one who you can count on. You can rely on her. Um, so this is another thing that's very interesting about her. She's very misunderstood. Um, she wants to be seen as soft, kind, and open, but she's not always seen that way. But that's who she really is. Soft,
Okay.
kind, open. Okay.
I would say
But
that. I would say definitely she's very soft, kind-hearted kind of person. Yeah.
does she have a rough exterior, maybe?
I think
I wouldn't say rough. She tells it like it is.
she does. She does. She's very open about things. I mean, she doesn't hold back, and she's one of these people that kind of wears her heart on her sleeve. So yeah, I would definitely say that about her, definitely. But she is very kind-hearted, and kind-hearted, and you're right. She does take care of people, so yeah.
A couple more things about her. Um, her toes show that she's had past relationships with grief.
With
Um,
grief.
yeah, so meaning a lot of losses in her life.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
Deep, like very, she's very compassionate and empathetic. And so, as much as she doesn't really show it, she takes everything to heart.
Hmm. Hmm.
She's actually someone who's very guarded and is afraid to reach out. She will let everyone else reach out to her and help them, but she will be the last person to reach out to someone else.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. Um, let's see what else about her toes. I don't have anything else written out about her toes. Um, do you guys have any questions?
Not yet,
No,
really.
I'm enjoying this, so it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So is there anything on Teresa's feet that either of you want to point out and I'll tell you about it?
Um, her feet are relatively veiny. Does that mean anything?
That's part of the exhaustion.
Is it? Okay.
Yep, that's kind of part of the exhaustion. It means that she goes and goes and goes and goes. Um, is she possibly a former runner?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Or maybe a waitress on her feet constantly.
Was she ever a waitress? I don't think she
I don't
was.
know.
I don't think so. But she has had a lot of jobs where she has been on her feet a lot. So,
She's definitely a hard worker. She's a hard worker. The veins, they are definitely, of course, hereditary and things like that.
mhm, mhm.
Um, but they are indicative of her being a hard worker. She's on her feet a lot. She's not the kind of person who really sits down in front of the television. Um, she doesn't have to put her feet up kind of thing, even though she
Right.
should.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, okay. Let's go to the next one. And
Sky said that she just realized that it was a reading for individual's toes. Quick question for you, AnneMarie. Is there a place where people can contact you to have this done for themselves?
If you just contact me on Facebook, that would be great. That's just the easiest way through Messenger.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um, either
and again, I'm sorry, go on.
or my page AnneMarie Balog.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go to Facebook and look up AnneMarie Balog and or what is it again, AnneMarie? It didn't come through. Is
Elemental Alchemist.
okay. Okay. So the last toes we're going to be doing here is actually Ralph. And Ralph, you got some special toes there, man.
I sure do.
I love it. I love it. I love
Oh, excuse me.
it. His hairy and veiny toes show that he's sensitive and can get hurt feelings easily.
Ah,
Not you.
No?
that is spot on.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. So your closed toes show that you're very cautious. You're very cautious around people and situations, and you need to know before you're going to believe.
That is very Ralph. Very, very. You
You're
are nailing it so much with him.
So the destiny toe, that toe, that nail is
AnneMarie, you broke up there. Can you repeat that?
yeah. So your destiny toe, where your nail is missing,
right.
okay, that is indicative of not being sure of what to believe. With religion, in relation to religion, to God, to spirituality. You're very open to new ideas. You're closed to people, but you're open to new ideas. You're open to new concepts.
I'll have to agree with that. It's actually the result of smashing it into steps in the middle of winter, but I'll agree with that.
So at that time when you did that, something to think back to, was there something at that time in your life when you smashed it into the steps that you were feeling like God had let you down?
Actually, that was just after a home invasion had happened and lost my home and was living in a school bus in the middle of winter.
There you go, my
So,
friend.
yeah, it fits.
Wow.
Wow,
Okay.
man.
I'm sorry about that. I hope you're beyond that now.
So what else do you see?
So the toes that are facing, all your toes are facing away from the center. Okay. So center line, if you look at all of your toes, they're all facing towards your pinky toes. Okay. That's showing me that you have a lot of regrets from the past. That you think about that a lot and that you ruminate on that. So
She's really nailing
I'm
this.
telling you, this is.
I'm
you are
actually
so
getting like chills right now.
Yeah, you are so spot on with everything about it, Ralph. Yeah.
really is. This is just, it's just really is amazing. That's why I love when people are on so that they can give me feedback. Okay, so the long toenails. This is something else along with reaching out to make up for the past.
Okay.
So have you in maybe the last year, 9 months, 10 months, something like that, started changing a little bit and reaching out a little bit more and thinking less of yourself and more of others? Does that kind of seem like that resonates for you over the last year?
No, I actually have to disagree with that one a little bit because it was more worrying about myself and
Yeah,
trying to get myself out of the bad situation.
Right. Ralph was in a really nasty situation in Maine up until when did you move here?
March.
And so up to that point, he was really having to struggle to basically survive. And he came here in March, and since then he's been trying to sort of reestablish himself, and get his life back on track.
So, question with that though, are you by yourself though, Ralph, or are you with others? Are you?
Well, he lives with me and my wife.
Okay, so maybe that's what I mean by reaching out to make up for the past. So, all right, so personal hygiene for a second here, okay? So for the last 10 months, you haven't thought about yourself to actually say, I should trim my toenails.
No, actually, the toenails are long because they're curved in, and they have to be that long to be. That's the closest I can trim them without cutting into my skin.
Really?
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that toenail actually curves around into a U, so I have to wait for it to get past the actual end of the toenail. That's why those are like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can't trim them anymore. That's
I got
actually trimmed them the day that I took the picture.
Yeah,
as much
yeah.
as I could.
And I have to say this about Ralph's hygiene. He's one of the cleanest people I know. You know.
Oh, well, I hope that you can get your toenails clipped. That would be good because they must hurt, honey. They must hurt. All right, so let's see. What else do you have to question about with your toes, Ralph?
What were you saying about the shortness of the big toe compared to the longness of the next toe?
So, Destiny, you're not really sure exactly where you're going. So you talk about where you're going more than actually making the initiative to do the moving forward.
Okay.
Does,
Interesting.
so the talking about the toes, the communication toes, the second ones being longer than the destination means again that you're talking about what you want to do more than actually taking the action to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's possible, but I can understand where that's coming from. That's the PTSD.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I was just thinking.
I think about wanting to do this, but the anxiety stops me from.
Yeah. And just as a mention here, some of our viewers don't know Ralph personally, and he does have PTSD because he, as a result of a home invasion thing, and so he has trouble with dealing with the public, dealing with people. I'm kind of the same way, but it's worse with Ralph. Mine is social anxiety, and I don't do well around a lot of people anymore. Too many years on Bourbon Street, I think, working the bars there, and too many Mardi Gras, I think. But yeah, so but yeah, Ralph does have some issues with that. But again, he's trying to better himself. He's, since he moved here, he's getting a lot of things taken care of that had been neglected for a long time because he was basically out in the boonies in Maine, and he was in an abusive household. So now he's getting better, I think little by little. Yeah.
Awesome.
But
right.
What? Say again?
Every day's a new day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
But, anyway, so I think we'll probably wrap it up with this. But anyway, AnneMarie, I'm so glad that we were able to get you on the program again this time. Finally. I mean, we went through so many problems. My God. Even when we were back with Pop Views, we did a show, and I had to. We were 15 minutes into the show, and I realized I hadn't started recording. So we had to do all that over again.
When we had already had trouble connecting.
Yeah, and then connecting was hard. And then halfway through the program, boom, Ralph is gone. This was back when he was in Maine, and we lost him. We couldn't get him back because his internet went out. And so AnneMarie and I ended up having to finish the show together. And it was a good show, but no Ralph, unfortunately. But yeah, and then since we've been rebranded back to Black Lotus, we've tried to get AnneMarie on. Now this is the third time, right? And like I said, the third time's a charm, I guess. And even today we were having issues getting started, and like I said, we got started late because of it. So, but that was my fault. I screwed up. I had it muted and I couldn't hear her. What's that?
I'm just glad we got it figured out.
Yeah, right. No doubt. But anyway, viewers, thanks a lot for watching. And again, AnneMarie, I thank you so much for being on the show. And it was wonderful having you. I'd like to have you back on again sometime. I don't know. What do you say? You want to get out of here?
Sounds good.
And if anyone's interested, I just want to show you, there's actually a book for reading. So it's by
Toe reading by
Casey Miller is who wrote it.
uh-huh.
And it tells all the different things about what we talked about today.
That's
It
interesting.
shows pictures. It's really cool. So go on Amazon and check it out.
Okay.
And then you can get certified in toe reading if you're super into it.
Yeah, I'll leave a link on the bottom in the description and for that, and I'll also leave a link for your page at the Elemental. What is it again?
Alchemist.
Elemental Alchemist.
Just do my name.
Okay. Okay. Anyway, AnneMarie, again, thank you very much for
Anne-Marie.
joining us. And folks, the next thing we're doing is going to be on the Hat Man and Shadow People, and that's coming up on Tuesday. So, but until then, keep thinking and question everything.